Alright, welcome to the second episode I didn't think we are going to make, but here we are. So for those unaware, I made I didn't make some mistakes, but I missed some things I'd like to mention in this video. Also, I would just make it without leaks, but this infographic is just so much easier to follow than whatever Cerebi has, which, as you have seen, has like... It works like this, but each Pokemon is its own, like, this thick of a line, so it's really hard to navigate. So I'm just going to be using this. This is one screen, we got all the Pokemon that are apparently returning, and about 85% of these Pokemon have been confirmed through just gameplay footage. So there are going to be some indiscrepancies. There are going to be very few. So yeah, that's what I wanted to mention before. And so let's just get to the things I just wanted to mention in this video. So I think I didn't go through rain very much, but as you can see, we got Pelipper in... Where is Pelipper? Oh, there it is. Pelipper. We got Pelipper in this game, but unfortunately, as you can see, he only got, like, Golduck to make use of the Swift Swim, and oh yeah, okay, Dreadnought. Okay, Dreadnought, okay. So I guess that's nice, and I think we got Barraskewda, yeah. But really, the duo of really good Swift Swimmers is Ludicolo and Kingdra. Kingdra, by virtue of its just good stat spread and very good typing, making it only weak to 2 types, and Ludicolo's amazing grass coverage, making it a... Well, it makes it so it doesn't get walled by other water types, whilst Golduck just kinda struggles to accomplish much of that. So basically, Golduck isn't that bad. Barraskewda is very frail, which is what I fear the most. It just kinda gets one-shotted by any stab move, like you're not living stuff with 61 HP and 60 defenses. And the last one is like Dreadnought, which just has pretty much all the I mean, it's pretty offensive, but the typing is just really bad defensively. And it doesn't really give you that much of an edge offensively. You hit water types neutrally, but you don't even hit grass types for stab super effective, which would have been probably enough to warrant usage for this, but you just do not. So it's kind of back to Golduck with, yeah, this is basically the only special Swift Swimmer. Both of these can get intimidated, which is also kind of a nail in the coffin for them. So you will just battle this kind of like mental battle. Alright, should I go for Water Terrestrialize to match the Dynamax and Voltarium Z's power from previous 2 metas? Or are you just going to go ahead and go for the Grass type, Terrestrialize, not really mentioning anything with your water moves, but you can hit water types for super effective damage, but not that much damage? It's you see, Golduck, I don't think it's going to be very popular. It can just kind of appear out of nowhere at like some month of the metagame, but I don't think it's going to be a offensive menace, or at least it's not as straightforward as the other 2. I mean, okay, Hail, let's just ignore Hail, unless they get like huge buff. I don't think Hail is coming in really strong. But yeah, that's, I think, my consensus on Rain, which I forgot to mention. Alright, so about the Sun, one of the Showdown voices in this lovely chat room has informed me that I didn't go over Sun all that much. And that's true. So let me just kind of demonstrate. We'll pick this random team I actually use in Spike Month Cup, and let's just make it into a potential VGC 2023 team, alright? So Stack Attack, we already know Indeedee is in, but let's just give it Psychic, because I don't think Expanding Force is going to be in the game, at least at the start, you know, at least at the start. So let's just get Psychic. Torkoal will stay in, but let's just get a Body Press. Garchomp, I guess it's a good kind of sand stopper. Of course, Tyranitar is going to be one of your biggest problems, so having Garchomp is not really all that bad. Bronzong is gonna probably just synergize well with Garchomp thanks to the Levitate, and it also just has this kind of multi-purpose of having stab body press if you really would want to. And I guess it just kind of is a discount stack attack, and that is, you know. Gyro Ball, Trick Room. You can have Iron Defense protect whatever in last 2 slots. Just whatever you want, really. So yeah, that's probably Bronzong and Zapdos. Alright, what to do with Zapdos? That thing is pretty irreplaceable. But not really. Zapdos' main purpose is to counteract Rillaboom instead of Urshifu combo, which is not going to be in the game at the start, I think. So, yeah, maybe they're gonna come back later, but yeah, definitely Urshifu is not coming back. That we can already say that, and it's let's just move on, alright? So, if you are still in need for a Defiant Mon, well, I'm not gonna leak exactly what's gonna come in, but I think Primeape or Bisharp is gonna do a good job there. Regardless if you want Bisharp or Primeape, I think it's just gonna work well, you know. Also, spoiler alert, they apparently both of them get evolution, so Primeape's evolution would be just great replacement for Zapdos, you know. So I mean, it's hopefully it keeps its Defiant. That's like the main purpose to use Primeape, Game Freak. Like, if you're not gonna give it like Defiant, then Primeape is probably gonna be better. Maybe even Violite, and a Violite Primeape is a pretty bad idea. It just got power crept way too much for the Violite to do any kind of work for it, you know. So I think you just stick to evolution. If it gets Defiant, stick to the evolution. Hopefully it gets some good coverage. But yeah, close combat, let's just leave it at that. I think this team will work. I might update it once the Scarlet and Violet comes out, but I think this is just kind of like a good image for the entire Sun idea. Now, why Torkoal plus Lilligant? Why do I think it's just so good in this meta? Well, first off, After You and Eruption is still amazing. For those who don't know, Chlorophyll doubles the speed in Sun, Torkoal set up Sun, Lilligant gets like 300 speed, it can use After You, so Torkoal goes first with its Eruption, which just does absolutely devastating damage. Sleep Powder is just great mix-up option if After You Eruption does not work. And you can always Terrestrialize in the Fighting type, go for Body Press into T-Tar and use After You and just remove that option completely from the opponent. So I think Torkoal is going to get much stronger just because of the option to go for Fighting type Body Press into T-Tar. And I think this is going to be basically the main idea for this team, moving into the entire metagame, I think. There are going to be multiple mix-ups, I think, like, the rest of the team is just kind of optional, but of course, I think Trick Room should be a part of the team in some way. Mystery with Bronzong are gonna do that best, because of course they just offer that all-important coverage against the... well, not against the water type, but against the rock types, which just are kind of annoying against Torkoal. And sometimes you just don't want to... like, you can just go for Fire type to slice Torkoal for maximum damage, and let Primeape, Bronzong, and Garchomp deal with the Tyranitar. Heck, you can even go for Sleep Powder. Oh, while mentioning that, for the Focus Sash, let's get Covered Cloak. Yeah, you can just be immunized to Fake Out completely this way. And oh, opponent knows about the Covered Cloak on Lilligant, so it goes after Torkoal. You can do this as well, I think, and you just... I mean, you lose some power, but as a best of one surprise, I think this is just perfect, isn't it? You know? I think it makes a lot of sense, of course. So, yeah. You can just go a lot of ways from this moment on. I think just having the more checks to T-Tar, the better, basically. And having Trick Room cool bonus, and then you can basically go support these counters to Tyranitar more with your team. options are endless, and I'm not gonna go all too detailed in this. How to counteract this, you might be asking? Well, get safety goggles if Sleep Powder is not nerfed, and just Terraslize into Dragon or Fire type. Or Rotom Heat. Rotom Heat was always just a great counteraction. We did not have it in 2017, but we will have it right now, which brings me to the third point I wanted to address. And I wanted to address Rotom. Rotom has been... I mean, I didn't mention it all that much, but I think the biggest selling point of Rotom in this metagame is going to be the fact Rotom can be 2 forms at once, or Rotom Frost can become like... It's just kind of awkward typing and just go for like blizzards with other typing, and you can hit water types now if it transforms into water type. Basically the options again are kind of endless for these Rotoms. Rotom Heat could just transform them into grass type to beat Rotom Wash. I think it's just gonna be rock, paper, scissors, and the paper is gonna be... Alright, that's bad analogy because I'm gonna screw that up, but basically I mean, Rotom Wash actually could be both grass and a fire type because it has trouble against both water. It doesn't have trouble against water types, what I'm talking about. Alright, is third turn in the game? Let's look. Amazing, I can look this fast. No, but you can transform into fire type to beat stuff like Serena, or I guess. Or transform into grass type and Willow is the heck out of the Breloom, you know? So yeah, again, the options are kind of endless, but yeah, this grass or fire type water Rotom Wash, just again, so much support out of one Pokemon at cost of Terrasalizing, but I think people are gonna play around with Rotom forms a lot this way, so expect a lot of that and be prepared to go for double coverage into the Rotom forms if you see opportunity for opponent to do this. Also, I just kind of like to mention, just really briefly, Carbink is in the game. There are some theories around that, why Carbink is in the game. Actually, I'm not going to go in detail, but the most important part is chansey is in the game, and so is Carbink. And Carbink, I mean, a lot of people have seen, like, Shuckle gets Guard Split, right? The idea is to even out of defenses of chansey, making it like have 200 defenses with 300 HP and softball recovery. Carbink does similar things. It has lower defenses, however, but it gets Trick Room, so... and Guard Split at the same time, and it has 30 for really consistent Trick Room setup. Just get it next to Indeedee, you're getting that up 100% of the time. And if you are fearing a Mingus, you can get safety goggles on this thing. This is what I did back in 2018, and I love that team. It's just amazing to see. And I mean, you just get Indeedee, Carbink, and chansey, and that's pretty much it for this team. That's it. You don't need more. So the rest of the team does not have to support this at all. You can have completely different secondary or even tertiary mode, you know. So like, I like to just go for like Torkoal and Mudsdale. I think this is just gonna work, you know. They just cover each other so well offensively, so I think this is just off the board, except everything again, except for Rotom Wash. And last slot can be anything. Like, you like Lilligant? Just go for Lilligant, you know. Let's make the opponent's life even more relevant. So, yeah, this team is just also just amazing. I'm definitely gonna try that. Also, in the news, there is slacking in the game, but no wheezing. So and I mean, slacking is just so much better than Regigigas. It has slack off, like gazillion other coverage moves, and it has coverage, like it has 100 special attack. It can use special coverage as well to punch through something like Skarmory, I guess, if it were in the game, you know. So yeah, that's just amazing. Also, I wanted to mention Hard Trick Room is going to be definitely viable. Remember the last time I mentioned Staraptor? Well, yeah, you can just use Staraptor, KO another Pokemon, pretty much guaranteed with Final Gambit and 192 HP. If they are below 192 HP, Final Gambit will one-shot them. Excellent. Then you just set up the Trick Room with other Pokemon that can guaranteed take the hit with from the other Pokemon. Bronzong, Misdreavus are probably our best options again. And then you just stack like everything and anything. Mudsdale is again going to be your great friend alongside Torkoal in Trick Room. But you can just definitely can just be more creative. No G-Max Hatterini, unfortunately, and no Expanding Force, but Life Orb Psychic still hits super hard from Hatterini. And yeah, by the way, Indeedee is still in the game, Mimikyu is still in the game, to just go for self-shadow sneak shenanigans. Let's look at who could just take advantage of that. Oh my goodness, I can Terrestrialize to activate my own weakness policy from Shadow Sneak. You see, Trick Room is gonna be good. I really think it's gonna be good, you know? Yeah, I mean... Yeah, that's, I think, the scary part. You can just Terrestrialize into Ghost type and go for Shadow Sneak. And Torkoal's Eruption just got comical from that moment on, you know? And you have Tyranitar? Well, I got Play Rough. I don't care about you. I got Wood Hammer if I would want to. I can Bullet with Pure Titar. Yeah, how about Ghost type Terrestrialize Torkoal? I really like that. And Ghost type, I mean, that's the basic idea. That's the gist of it. Also, Hatterini and Indeedee is just gonna be scary together. As always, Staraptor is gonna keep the option mixed up, and you just go for Shadow Sneak into your Torkoal to proc your weakness policy. Oh boy, oh boy. So yeah, Arcanine, I already mentioned that, is gonna be probably the premier Intimidator in the game. Among Us, if Trick Room gets out of hand and Sleep doesn't get nerfed, Among Us... just everyone thank Among Us to just kind of like save the metagame. Too bad Torkoal is slower, but I think we're gonna manage. Just like transform your Among Us in a water type and just go for Spores, and the problem solves itself basically. Solar Beam is not gonna even do half, I think, because Torkoal's special attack is just 85. That's not enough. I already mentioned Ursaluna last week. Crocodile is gonna be like the sleeper pick Intimidator, I think, but we also get Salamence, I guess, so it's not gonna be as necessary, but alright, so yeah. Already, did I mention Water Typer Churisu? I see great future ahead for Water Type Volt Absorbed by Churisu. Some team might need it, so quote me on that if I just mention it here. Avluchat could be used alongside Indeedee for some unburdened goodness, I guess. Tauros, keep an eye on Tauros, it's from Spain. Remember bullfights from Spain? I guess this could translate well into Scarlet and Violet, right? Wink wink. Gyarados, we got Gyarados as Intimidator as well, so yeah. Oh yeah, for aggressive blocking priority, we'll have to see how that plays out, and like, because it apparently blocks like priority moves from being used altogether, so no priority detailment or anything, you know. So that could be pretty good, or preventing you from using Protect, that's also absolutely overpowered. But for aggressive, I don't think it's gonna be that much of a good mon. I can already imagine Game Freak just giving it +20 in each stat and leaving it with the unfortunate normal psychic typing and like 85 special attack. How much does even, I mean, what's the Girafarig attack? Oh, 90. I thought that was gonna be worse. Like, Generation 2 tends to be just generation of just bad Pokemon. Like painfully average is just the description of Generation 2. Keep an eye on Dunsparce as well. Hypno could be interesting Trick Room setter, because it actually is Immunite to Fake Out thanks to Inner Focus. So keep that in mind. If you just want a good Trick Room mix-up, I definitely recommend Hypno. Like Hypno, look at Hypno, by the way. Look at that special defense, that's so meaty. Yeah. Just give it like max this, max that, and it's definitely gonna lift some things. You fear sleep? Let's get Insomnia. Like, Hypno is a great mix-up option for any Trick Room team, I think. Let's just pick Gen 7 OU so we can see the moveset. Yeah, just get a Trick Room. I think it gets Hypnosis as well. So that's gonna be a lot of fun. Yeah, at this point I think I'm just said everything I hopefully wanted to say. Oh yeah, Delmice could just get 4 stabs now with Terrestrialize, Steelworker, and previous 2 stabs. So I think you just expect to see that on the ladder early meta, alright? And oh, by the way, Dragapult, I think it's just it's a Pokemon defined by Dynamax. It's just not gonna be that good in doubles, especially since it like, I mean, Dragon Darts is just so unimpressive, and Phantom Force is unimpressive as well. So, any other observations? Oh yeah, Greedent. There is no Snorlax in the game, so if you're a fan of Greedent is basically a worse Snorlax. It has base 20 speed, it has Belly Drum, it has Cheeks, or whatever the ability is. Greedent. Cheek Pouch to heal like additional HP, Gluttony as well if you're into that, but yeah, you see these stats. This is just worse Snorlax, but I think it's worth a mention that you can definitely go for Belly Drum sweeps with this little guy. So yeah, but it's the priority blocking, but we already got Indeedee, so I don't think... What's the name of this Pokemon even? I just forgot, if I'm gonna be honest with you. And also, I just like to mention, I don't think we got priority Talent anywhere. At least I don't see it right here. So that's gonna be interesting. No Talent, you just have to set it up manually, and you don't have really like Mandibuzz either, or do we? We don't have Mandibuzz, but we have Braviaria. Interesting move game freak, but yeah. So, yeah, I don't think we got priority talent, or... Yeah. Well, that's gonna be interesting to see how talent meta evolves, but with so much like Trick Room goodness, this meta, I don't think talent would have been that good altogether anyways, so... good stuffs and Trick Room, that's gonna be the motto for Generation 9. I'm old, I'm saying Generation 7. So yeah, that's everything I wanted to mention. Hopefully there is not gonna be a part 3, but yeah, I basically wanted to get this video out of my system before the game leaks, because then I'm just gonna be like if I would want to like have completely like real leaks free video, I would be just alright, the game has leaked, and I'm not supposed to talk about leaks. I'm gonna be like winking at camera this much, you know, like, oh yeah, by the way, Vaporeon, wink wink, you know, it would be counterproductive. So if the game leaks, I'm probably not gonna do a video until 18th of November, because I think Nintendo would not like this. So that's that, and I think I mentioned everything. Of course, we don't know much about the Pokédex from the Scarlet and Violet itself, the new Pokemon, and there's like only 290 Pokemon from old gens and 110 Pokemon from the new gens, so there's gonna be a lot of mix-up, I think. So this is definitely not a complete overview, so keep that in mind coming into the new generation. I've seen some really overpowered moves that has been leaked, but hopefully they're going to be nerfed in some way, or at least have severe downside. Spoiler warning, defibrillating creatures might be a thing. So yeah, I think, alright, I'm just gonna cut it at this moment, because I would reveal all that all too much. But yeah, hopefully you learned something new. I am hopefully going to be back by the new game's release. Hopefully there is not gonna be that much work to be done on school, so, or college that is, so hopefully I'll have time. So I'll catch you on Pokemon Showdown again. See ya!